Gabbie Hanna Quits, Chrissy Teigen caught lying, and Lynn Spears exposed. All of that and a lot more, but first, if you could do us a big favor and please tap that like button, we'd really appreciate it. And with that out of the way, let's begin the InformOverload weekly roundup. After Courtney Stein alleged in a Daily Beast interview that Chrissy Teigen had previously sent her some very disparaging and hurtful messages, Teigen suddenly went from beloved to hated. Teigen used to be praised for going after people on social media, but when this stuff came out, the same people that praised her just tossed her to the wolves. Recently, Chrissy spoke with TMZ about how long she thinks she'll remain a member of the Cancel Club. In response, she said, "I don't know, it could be forever. I have no idea. I don't know. All I can do is live my life and take care of my kids and family. Everyone else can make their choice. You just have to be able to live your life and do the same things you were doing before." Chrissy has stated that she apologized privately to Stein after making a public statement about her regrets, but according to Courtney, this never happened. She recently told TMZ at a PETA event, "I haven't received anything from her. I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know. She's never reached out to my team. I never got any emails, anything." Adding, "I have a message for her, and I think that continuing to gripe about Cancel Club or whatever that is, I think step out, take your part, and maybe do something with charities. Step out, do something anti-bullying if she really means what she says. Get out, do something, and it really helps the spirit it does." Well, I guess only time will tell if Chrissy will actually get out and do something, but hopefully she begins with an actual apology to Courtney. With that though, let's send it over to Mackenzie to find out why Gabbie Hanna is quitting.
Alright, so we got some Gabbie Hanna news. Recently, Gabbie Hanna released a video of herself naked in a bathtub, yikes, singing a song titled "Sorry I'm Late." In the caption for the video though, Gabbie attached a lengthy caption announcing that she will be going offline entirely from here on out. She started off by saying that she felt her mental health was being compromised, and when speaking on the subject of her career and fame, quote, "I knew coming into this it would be difficult, but I wasn't able to handle it the way I thought I was." She also went on to speak about how she hates being caught up in drama online, which I don't even understand because she caused so much of the drama. Anyway, we're not going to talk about that. More specifically, the type of person that this online drama turns her into. She said that after posting a recent series of videos on her channel that she needed to take a step back into the real world to realize that online she becomes a version of herself that she really can't stand. On top of speaking about the drama that she didn't want to get involved with, Gabbie also mentioned that she had started treatment for her ADHD. She goes on to say, quote, "This is a topic that is very dear and important to me. Men and women experience ADHD differently. The age at which you recognize and get treatment makes you experience ADHD differently. The type of ADHD, an attentive, hyperactive, combined type, makes you experience ADHD differently. Comorbidities and past trauma make you experience ADHD differently. The way you were raised make you experience ADHD differently. The level of severity makes you experience ADHD differently. To say someone's disability doesn't affect them in a certain way because it doesn't affect you in a certain way is incredibly ableist." Either way, hopefully this is the last time that we hear from Gabbie in the world of drama news, because it certainly has not been beneficial to anyone, especially herself. With that though, let's send it back to Johnny to restore faith in humanity. I absolutely love the good news segment.
Thanks for those updates, Mackenzie. Alright, now let's move on to some feel-good news, shall we? Who would ever think that something romantic could happen involving geese? I mean, they do mate for life, but as humans, we don't really consider that worthy of writing a romantic novel about. Although this mating for life thing really does explain a lot for our feel-good news. This is a story about how a Canadian goose named Arnold wound up in the hospital only to be followed by his lady who demanded visitation rights. The pair of wild geese were longtime residents of a pond close to the Cape Wildlife Center in Barnstable, Massachusetts. When some of the wildlife crew noticed that Arnold was limping, they stepped in to intervene with some medical attention. After quite literally going on a wild goose chase, they eventually scooped him up and began to repair the damage that was most likely done by an underwater predator. The next day, as Arnold was preparing for surgery, staff members could hear a faint knocking at their door, and when they looked to see what it was, the staff could not believe their eyes. The Cape Wildlife Center Facebook page posted about what happened and said, "We turned to see that his mate had waddled up onto the porch and was attempting to break into our clinic. She had somehow located him and was agitated that she could not get inside. She remained there throughout the entire procedure, watching us work, never moving from the doorway. Thankfully, the surgery went well and we expect the foot to heal with continued treatment and time. Once Arnold woke from anesthesia and the wound was closed and bandaged, we decided to let him recover by the doorway so that he could see his mate. We opened the door and gave Arnold his flow by oxygen in the doorway. His mate immediately calmed down and began to groom him through the door. They both seemed much more at ease in each other's presence. And it may take some time for Arnold to fully heal, but he is expected to make a full recovery so that he can rejoin his mate in the wild." With that though, let's take it over to the spill zone so that we can speak more freely about what is happening with Lynn Spears right now.
So give us the lowdown. What has taken place?
It's a bit of a, because I know I was talking to you about this morning.
Yeah.
The way that I was taking a lot of this news of, Lynn and Britney Spears going back and forth is that this is really revealing that these two two sisters probably
They aren't very close. They do not
very
like
close.
each other. Well, let's say they don't like, it's basically, Brittany does not like Jamie. That's what we can confirm.
Yeah, we can definitely confirm that, but I'm thinking that Jamie might be getting a little bit agitated at what's happening right now because she's just getting lambasted online for just, first it was not speaking enough.
Yeah, because she really wasn't, yeah.
And then what she said, people were just like, no, cap.
Yeah.
All cap.
Yeah.
This is crocodile tears. There's no way that she actually cares. And then there was a big Twitter feed that I was reading through about all of these different details, just really exposing Jamie for lying. Because she was saying that she never took any money from Britney's conservatorship, nor did she benefit it off at all. But then we saw expense records that show that she was literally on Britney's payroll for multiple flights. Like,
wow, I saw she bought her a place in Florida or something. Like Britney bought Jamie Lynn. So it's like, no, honestly, I heard that and I was like, there is no way you would be so silent if you weren't somehow benefiting from it.
Right, there's no reason other than, like, it just doesn't make sense. Something doesn't add up that she would be this silent for so long and then at the same time be taking nothing. It's like, well, then why didn't you do anything?
Yeah.
So that's always been everyone's big question. If you really want to hear more about this too, I did a whole video called The Dark Truth about Jamie Lynn Spears. Maybe I'll put it in a little pop-up in the corner for you guys. But with that, guys, that has been today's show. But before we get out of here, we're gonna check out some of your comments from our last weekly roundup.
Eden says, Def Noodles is the least problematic. He doesn't even bully his subjects. He just discusses the actions of others with a comedic and entertaining flair. I completely agree. He's always being like sarcastic and joking around. Like whenever there's like a big news story, he's like, you know, breaking news, it'll definitely change your life. Or he'll say like stuff like that. So I personally really liked him, and
I always found him to be a good source of just like, you know, screen capping, problematic stuff that usually gets taken down. And I think the hate for Def Noodles really stems from maybe the fans of the people that he's gone after.
So, yeah.
Because clearly, like a lot of YouTubers and a lot of influencers that have been, you know, victims or targets of his, do not appreciate Def Noodles.
No, all the influencers hate him. I'm sure it's all the influencers got together and got him taken down. Because I don't care who you are, you've probably been, you know, on his page somehow, and I'm sure a lot of them don't like it.
Kind of reminds me of Perez Hilton 2.0.
Yeah, he really was, actually.
A little bit. Elizabeth Goolsby says, I love how Britney's lawyer's first statement is that her father should step down as conservator. Good to see what his intentions are. Yeah, it is nice to see a shark in the water finally for this
yeah,
case.
and it seems that Britney has gotten her social media accounts back, which is phenomenal, and she is shading everyone, going back to kind of the Jamie Lynn stuff. Shaded her sister, tons of times her whole family, so thank God she is really speaking her mind about everything that people have been having questions about, and it's great to see. Then Tiffany says, I like seeing you both on camera chatting to each other. This should happen way more often. I loved hearing your thoughts and opinions, and how your thoughts are similar and are different from one another. More Johnny and Mackenzie. Definitely. No, we are really like that. We really come from like two different sides of, you know, things, so we have good banter.
Especially with the Ethan Klein stuff. I was like, I don't know about this guy, and you're like, do not go after
no, he hates Ethan. I've been like an H3 stan forever. Yeah.
I don't hate him, but there's just been some stuff that he's done where I'm like,
no, valid. Okay. Everybody's problematic these days. I don't care who they are.
Kat T says, love this channel, thank you all. Thanks for that comment, Kat.
Love you more. Then Ramirez says, one question, where is the science segment? I haven't seen Jared.
Yeah, we miss Jared a lot, and especially our science segment too. The thing is, with this channel, we can only have so many hosts on it at one time because, like, if you watch Mackenzie stuff, Mackenzie's on Top 10 Beyond the Screen all of the time. We have, like, all these different channels. So if you want to see more Jared, I believe he's on Life's Biggest Questions, or LBQ for short. Top 10 Vibe, I think he's on as well.
Yes.
Central. Like, Jared,
he's on Central, yeah, check out Central.
Jared is busy. He's a busy guy. So we'll get
He's on vacation right now.
Yeah, Nanny's on vacation right now. We'll get him back on IO when we can, guys. Don't worry. For now, that has been today's show. Big thanks to Mackenzie Smith and our editing god Danielle for all of her hard work. I've been your host, Johnny Rogers.
And I'm Mackenzie Smith.
And until next time, stay classy, YouTube.
Bye, guys.
Try. Just try.
Yeah, just look shy. It's called good news, right? Feel good news.
Feel good.
Feel good news. Damn it. All right. So give us the lowdown. What happened?
Sorry, again.
Sure.
But with that, let's let me do that. Let me take that again. But with that, that has been today's show, guys. Before we get out of here, let me check out some of. Let us check out. Take that again. Sorry, Danielle.
Yeah, my opinion, Chrissy Teigen does not care at all. She just doesn't want to be canceled anymore. She's like, I'm over this. It's been a long month.